Okay, in this next experiment, we're going to again start with pure water, and I could go through the same little routine here and show you that the pure water, the deionized water, does not conduct. It acts as a really good insulator. And now we're going to take another salt. This is one called calcium carbonate or limestone, as it's known generally, or sometimes in a crystalline form as something called calcite. And we know that limestone doesn't dissolve in water like sodium chloride does. So if we take a little bit of this, we'll see that it's kind of just sits on the surface here, maybe forms some cloudiness or turbidity in the solution. And we'll test to see that if it's ionized, we would see some kind of, turn the lights down here, we'd see some kind of glowing. And so calcium carbonate does not readily dissolve in water. Over longer times, some of the calcium and carbonate will appear in solution. And those are, of course, very common ions found in both surface water and groundwater. Now we can change all this. In other words, we can facilitate or make the calcium carbonate dissolve by just adding a little bit of acetic acid to the solution. Now, you guys probably know about the Berkeley pit and all the metals. Well, all those metals are generally insoluble compounds as well, but when there's a little bit of acid here, we'll probably see a little bit of foam here from the reaction producing some carbon dioxide. Let me stir this up. I didn't add a lot, but we should see it become much less turbid. Well, not a huge change, but there's a little bit of change. It clears up a little bit. As we added more acetic acid, we would see the solution become essentially clear. First, we'll just go ahead and test its conductivity. And we see that it is conducting, although it's not quite as dissolved as was the sodium chloride. In other words, it's not quite as ionized. It's getting a little bit brighter, and maybe with time it would become as bright as the sodium chloride solution. So we can add a little bit more acetic acid just to see if we can get the solution to, one, clear up. That is, the particles are no longer undissolved, and we should get a little bit brighter of a light. So it's some more of it's dissolving. We had a meter here to test its turbidity. We would see that it's beginning to transmit more light because of more of the solid going into solution. So let's just try it one more time. We should see that we get instantly a brighter light due to the fact that more calcium and carbonate are in solution.